So the question here is, why do 1% of the world's population control 99% of the wealth of the nations? I trust you'll be reasoning alongside with me, because over the weekend I was having a chat with someone and he actually threw this question at me. Why do a few people control the wealth of the nations? And I began to think as well. I began to stumble on some information that I had gotten over the years. And we come to a conclusion that the truth is, there are keys that these guys found out. There are things they found out that the ordinary man did not find out. And irrespective of their religion, irrespective of their height, irrespective of their nationality, the moment they had the access to these keys, they automatically gained access to the wealth of the nations. I heard of the story of Bill Gates, who became so successful in the production of the computers we have around the world today that the Congress called him, that's the government of the nation called him and sat him down. We can't have you controlling this world like this. We can't have you having your system in every household. You see, they became threatened by his success. Why? Because he found out these secrets. And like I said, you don't need to actually come from any nationality. Neither do you have to have any particular complexion. It's about finding out the key and the secrets. And that's what exactly we want to treat today on our Monday motivation. I'm an amateur in the Bible, but I just have to bring this to you because these are researches we've done. Our Creator gave us some principles of success that many people have misunderstood or misinterpreted to think it actually means giving birth to children. When he talked about being fruitful, he said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth and subdue. A lot of people thought it's about giving birth to children, but when we had some studies around this verse, we found out that the Hebrew word actually means be productive. It didn't say be seedful, it means be productive, meaning you must have a product to give to the nations of the world. So until you realize that you need a product and a service to render, you have not even come close to the first principle. So the first principle, like I said, is be fruitful. You see, poverty is actually the absence of self-productivity, the absence of self-realization. When you have not realized who you actually are, why you were actually born, you're obviously going to be working in poverty, because you're only going to be given resources when you have a product or a service to render. You realize that during the creation of the world, we are not given chairs to sit down on. The seats we have that we use around the world today was hid in the trees. It took a man who realized the reason why he was born to actually discover the importance of chairs that is used around the world today. So the first principle is you must be fruitful. He didn't say be seedful. He said be fruitful, meaning you actually have a seed inside of you. So your duty as a person is to identify the seed you have and become productive. Create a product from that seed you have. So the second thing you must realize as the secret of the wealth of the nations is that he said you must multiply, meaning you must multiply the seed you have produced. What does multiply mean? It means reproduce the fruit you have produced already. I'll give you an instance. This is Samsung, and this is a Samsung X10, right? This is actually the multiplication of a product. The owner of Samsung has produced Samsung, and the moment he found out his fruit, which is Samsung, he had to reproduce Samsung. And that is why when you go anywhere around the world, you see this same Samsung. Everything you see in this Samsung is what you see around every Samsung you find around the world. So what did he do? He produced Samsung, he now reproduced. That is, he mass produced the same Samsung, which is multiplying the same product. The third principle you must realize he talked about is replenish, which is actually business ideas. Replenish actually means to distribute the product. So it means that if you have this product that you have produced and you have reproduced, which is the multiplication, you really need to replenish that same product. So you see that every business idea, every person who controls the wealth of the nation is a person who has found out these 4 principles, who has produced, who has reproduced the same product, and who is replenishing the product. So what does replenishing mean? Actually means distribution, right? So you see that a company that has a product and has reproduced the same product that does not have a good inventory, which is distribution, can never find super success. This is Hisense remote, and the producers of this Hisense has found out this product, reproduced this same product with no difference around the world, and the person that created Hisense did well to distribute the same Hisense around the world. So if you go to Ukraine, if you go to Iran, if you go to US, if you go to Japan, if you go to Germany, the same Hisense product is what you have. So what they did is they replenished the same products. So you see the 3rd principle of success that every super successful person has identified, replenishing it. So the 4th principle he talked about is subduing, which is controlling the market. So it means that the moment you have become fruitful, which is productivity, the moment you multiply your product and you replenish, which is distributing it, the result of that is going to be that you're going to dominate the world. You're going to subdue and control the market. This is the secret every super successful person has gotten. The same thing Salvation Ministry has done. He has a product, he has a message, and if he brings it out, he distributes it to the different satellites, different parishes, and this is the secret of super successful people. Remember that for you to control your world, you must understand the principles that super successful people has understood. And these are the principles we are going to be sharing with you here every week on our Monday motivation. So we urge you to do well to hit the subscribe button. We urge you to do well to comment and tell us what your thought is about our presentation today. Give us your view about it. Tell us what you think you like us to treat on our next Monday motivation, and we'll be here to serve you. My name again is Most Viable, and this is Think Tank TV. Recall that Think Tank TV is a television station that covers content. We do our interviews, we cover your events, and we also do public speaking, and we're going to be here to serve you. Do well to hit the subscribe button. You do well to give us a thumbs up. Do an email to us. Tell us how we can be of service to you. I'll be here to serve you. Thank you so much for joining us on our Monday motivation. We're going to be doing this every week for you, and we're going to be here to serve you. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye for now.